Prepare for maximum impact. See mega chainsaws, beastly chippers, and industrial harvesters dominate. Witness unbelievable jaw-dropping machine force exclusively on Techbeast TV. Strap in for a high-octane spectacle, your ultimate adventure with giant machines. Kicking things off with an absolute beast. Check out this monster, a track machine, likely a dedicated forestry loader or maybe even a converted excavator, armed with a formidable grapple attachment that looks like a giant metal claw, easily weighing several tons itself. We're not just talking about gently moving logs and brush here, folks. This machine is aggressively force-feeding an industrial-grade chipper like it's lunchtime at the Monster Cafeteria. Imagine a chipper unit potentially rocking over 500 horsepower, its massive internal flywheel spinning at incredible RPMs, creating immense inertia to just inhale huge tangled amounts of forest debris, branches, logs, the whole 9 yards. This isn't your neighbor's weekend yard cleanup with a rented tow-behind unit. This is straight-up annihilation on an industrial scale. It's turning chaotic piles of wood into uniform, valuable wood chips with incredible speed, spitting them out with significant force into a waiting container or truck. You can practically feel the ground vibrate as this titan clears the path, showcasing the sheer brute force and mind-boggling efficiency of modern land clearing technology. Okay, the big bulky stuff is chipped and hauled away thanks to that mobile monster. But before the really heavy iron-like dozers and big excavators starts reshaping the earth itself, sometimes the groundwork needs a little preliminary attention. All right, let's hit the pause button for just a second and survey the battlefield. Before the excavators and bulldozers begin their heavy earth sculpting ballet, the initial takedown phase has clearly already happened here. Look at these felled trees lying scattered across the ground. Silent giants brought down earlier, perhaps by skilled chainsaw crews executing precise cuts, or maybe even sophisticated high-speed feller bunchers that grab and snip trees at the base. Speaking of digging deep and wrestling with those stubborn, hidden roots, let's bring in the specialized precision tools designed for exactly this kind of surgical strike below the surface. Enter the Bobcat E45 Mini Excavator. Now don't let the mini designation fool you. This roughly 10,000-pound machine packs a serious punch for its size, probably churning out around 40 reliable horsepower from its compact diesel engine. Its reduced tail swing design makes it perfect for targeted strikes in tight areas, working close to obstacles without risking damage. And look closely at that essential attachment, a hydraulic thumb. This relatively simple addition transforms the standard digging bucket into a super versatile grabber, almost like giving the machine an opposable thumb, vastly increasing its capabilities. All right, we've seen the impressive precision work of the Mini-X. Enough finesse for now, wouldn't you say? It's time to unleash some serious, ground-shaking, earth-shattering power. Bam! Now we're talking serious tonnage and raw grunt. Behold the raw, earth-moving force of a Caterpillar bulldozer, a true icon of construction and land clearing. This is where the landscape gets seriously reshaped, folks. No questions asked. Check out that heavy-duty blade up front, likely a 6-way PT, power angle tilt blade for maximum versatility, designed to push tons of material with ease. And don't forget those aggressive rippers mounted on the back. This machine means absolute business, coming and going. It attacks the ground first with those rippers, giant steel claws that penetrate deep and tear through compacted soil, hidden rocks, and tough, tangled root systems like a hot knife through butter, loosening everything up for the blade. That big cat dozer certainly made short work of the major obstacles on the surface and just below. But some stumps are just plain stubborn, buried deep, and require a more targeted extraction. Time for another specialized, more compact approach. For those really gnarly, deep-rooted stumps that just refuse to give up the ghost, the ones that laugh at brute force, you need focused aggression combined with surgical maneuverability. Enter the Bobcat E32. Even more compact and lighter than the E45 we saw earlier, maybe weighing around 7,500 pounds and powered by a reliable, fuel-efficient engine putting out about 25 horsepower, this little guy is incredibly nimble. Its minimal tail swing makes it perfect for getting into really tight spots, working between remaining trees, near fences, or other obstacles without causing damage. And once again, it's rocking the absolutely essential bucket and hydraulic thumb combo. You can really see how vital that simple attachment is for this kind of work. The operator meticulously excavates around the stump's base, carefully exposing the intricate, stubborn network of primary and secondary roots. It's like watching a skilled dentist perform a complex root canal, digging deep, finding the anchor points, severing connections, and systematically undermining the stump's tenacious grip on the earth, piece by piece. Every scoop of soil, every strategic pull on a root is a calculated move, patiently working towards the final extraction. Precision and persistence are absolutely key here. It's been digging patiently, probing carefully, weakening that stubborn stump's desperate hold. Patiently working all the angles, severing root after root. Now finally it's time for the moment of truth, the final pull. Okay, the main enemy is vanquished. The stubborn stump is finally out. But look at the size of that root ball hanging from the excavator. It's still pretty hefty, a tangled mass of wood and earth, and needs further processing. Even with all this incredible, powerful machinery, moving tons of earth and yanking massive stumps, sometimes you just gotta bring back the human touch and a good old, powerful, reliable chainsaw. After the excavator does the heavy lifting and yanks the stump free, that massive root ball, a dense and awkward tangle of thick wood, stubborn roots, and clinging earth, still needs processing before it can be easily handled or disposed of. Prepare for a total vegetation transformation, folks. This is where things get really exciting for large-scale clearing. Check this out. A standard tracked excavator, a versatile and powerful base machine providing reach and stability. But instead of its usual digging bucket, it's armed with a revolutionary mulching head attachment. This piece of equipment is an absolute game changer for land clearing, right-of-way maintenance, and vegetation management. Watch it attack standing brush, small trees, and fallen debris with terrifying speed and ruthless efficiency. It's not just cutting, it's literally atomizing the vegetation on contact. That heavy, rapidly spinning head, likely packed with dozens of hardened steel teeth or carbide hammers rotating at thousands of RPMs, turns solid wood into a fine spray of mulch in mere seconds. It moves across the land like a controlled, destructive tornado, leaving behind a beneficial layer of organic material that helps prevent soil erosion and naturally returns nutrients to the ecosystem. Talk about efficiency. This is land clearing on hyperdrive, turning dense thickets into manageable terrain almost instantly. That excavator-mounted mulcher is seriously impressive, tearing through dense brush like tissue paper. But can it handle more delicate precision jobs like working safely near critical infrastructure such as active railroad lines? Okay, we've seen machines clear the land, manage the debris, and even mulch the vegetation. But what about efficiently harvesting valuable timber in a more controlled, productive, and potentially sustainable way? Now prepare to step into the sophisticated, high-tech world of modern, mechanized forestry operations. Feast your eyes on the impressive Komatsu 911.5 wheeled harvester. This machine isn't just cutting trees, it's essentially a mobile processing plant on wheels, like a highly specialized Swiss Army knife designed specifically for efficient logging. Speak of the devil and challenging terrain. The forwarder is facing a real test of its sophisticated design, its powerful drivetrain, and the operator's nerve and skill right here. It's encountered a particularly tricky section, maybe some deep, hidden ruts concealed under the fresh snow. Uneven ground littered with hidden stumps or large rocks left over from previous clearing activities. And definitely some soft, boggy spots where traction becomes minimal and the risk of getting stuck is high. Watch its articulated body twist and pivot dramatically. The powerful hydrostatic or mechanical drivetrain sending maximum torque to all 8 wheels. Those big lug tires churning desperately, clawing for any available grip on the slippery surface. You can almost hear the hydraulics straining and the engine revving as the machine works incredibly hard. Its sophisticated off-road design, features like differential locks and bogie axles being pushed to their absolute limit. We've witnessed some seriously high-tech harvesting and impressive off-road hauling, but let's swing back one more time to the initial clearing site for the final cleanup phase, bringing in some serious muscle for efficient debris management. All right, back to the cleanup crew on the main site, and they've definitely brought in the big guns, the heavy hitters, for this final phase of tidying up. This massive link belt 210 X4 excavator absolutely dominates the landscape, making everything else look small. Weighing in at a hefty 48,000 pounds or more, and packing serious hydraulic power and flow, likely generated by an efficient and reliable 160 horsepower Isuzu diesel engine. This machine is a true master of large-scale debris management. Armed with that giant, heavy-duty grapple bucket, look at the size of those reinforced steel tines designed for grabbing bulky, awkward material. It sweeps across the cleared ground like a metallic dinosaur, methodically hunting its prey. We've seen timber processed right out in the forest with those amazing harvesters, but let's switch gears one more time and check out a different kind of powerful timber processing beast. Perhaps one working closer to the mill or in a log yard. Hold your breath again, ladies and gentlemen, because we're witnessing the raw power and speed of heavy industry unleashed in a slightly different, more stationary setting. Feast your eyes on this colossal green track processor. The signature color strongly suggests it could be a John Deere, or perhaps a Tiger Cat. Both undisputed titans of the timber trade renowned worldwide for their robust and highly productive forestry equipment. Look at it expertly grappling with massive, heavy logs against that rugged, muddy backdrop, which looks like a busy log yard where timber is sorted and prepared. Its relentless, powerful hydraulic arm and specialized processing head come alive, seizing the heavy timber with unyielding force and precision. The log is expertly fed through the processing head, where aggressive rollers grip tightly and powerful, razor-sharp delimber knives strip away any remaining branches in literal seconds. Simultaneously, it often measures the log and bucks it into optimized lengths. It transforms raw, rough trunks into clean, valuable, often measured timber lengths right before our very eyes. From those incredibly powerful log processing giants designed specifically for handling heavy timber efficiently, let's swing back to the versatile and agile machines that excel at handling the dense, messy undergrowth and smaller clearing tasks. Now let's shift our focus back to a different, but equally important and common kind of land clearing challenge, dealing with thick, overgrown brush. Here comes the agile Terex R 265T compact track loader, a tough, versatile machine, probably tipping the scales around 10,000 pounds and packing maybe 74 horsepower under the hood. Terex, now owned by Yanmar, loaders like this are known for their excellent Posy Track suspended undercarriage system, providing superior traction, flotation, and operator comfort compared to rigid designs. But look what it's paired with today. A ferocious red Fecon mulching head, arguably one of the leading names in mulching attachments, known for durability and performance. Watch this dynamic duo charge into thick, overgrown brush that looks downright impenetrable to lesser equipment or manual clearing methods. But wait, that Fecon mulcher head, armed with sharp, durable teeth, spins into a high-speed blur, absolutely devouring the vegetation, shredding branches, and reducing dense thickets to nothing more than fine mulch mixed right back into the earth. It carves a clean path with surprising ease, showing incredible power and productivity in a relatively compact package. That compact mulcher was cool, fast, and surgical in its approach, But sometimes for clearing vast areas quickly, you just need overwhelming, large-scale, brute force. Prepare for something truly old school but incredibly effective when conditions are right. Prepare yourselves for a display of sheer, coordinated brute force. Unlike almost anything else you'll typically see in modern land clearing, two massive yellow bulldozers, likely powerful Caterpillar D-series machines, maybe D8s or even huge D9s, packing hundreds of horsepower each and weighing well over 80,000 pounds apiece, maybe even over 100,000 pounds for the D9s, are linked together across a wide distance by an immense, heavy-duty anchor chain, the links probably thick as your arm and weighing tons. Forget finesse, forget precision, folks. This is about applying overwhelming, raw, destructive power across a vast landscape in one go. Watch as these two titans advance in perfect, synchronized tandem, separated by hundreds of feet. Chaining is undeniably effective and fast for clearing huge, wide-open spaces, but it's definitely not subtle and unsuitable for many areas. What about getting into denser woods for more selective clearing or fuel reduction work? Okay, let's venture deeper back into the woods where precision, maneuverability, and minimizing collateral damage matter far more than sheer scale. Enter the ASB RT120 compact track loader, another powerful yellow beast, but this one's specifically built, or at least heavily optimized, for demanding forestry applications. You'll often see these forestry spec machines featuring enhanced cooling systems to handle the high hydraulic load, protective guarding around the cab and engine compartment, and ASV's signature robust Posi-Track undercarriage for excellent traction and low ground pressure. Weighing around 12,000 pounds and boasting a hefty 120 horsepower, it's got serious muscle and hydraulic flow for its size class, perfect for powering demanding attachments. Paired with another powerful mulching attachment, it expertly navigates the uneven, obstacle-strewn forest floor, targeting dense patches of undergrowth, invasive species, and smaller trees that clutter the landscape. Mulching is fantastic for dealing with that thick understory brush and smaller diameter trees. But sometimes for larger timber that needs removing, you just gotta push them over the old-fashioned direct way. Feel the ground tremble slightly as the mighty John Deere 450J bulldozer confronts nature head-on. This compact but capable dozer, probably packing around 70 reliable horsepower and weighing close to 18,000 pounds, is all about pure, unadulterated pushing power right now. No fancy mulching attachments needed for this particular job, just raw mechanical grunt and operator skill. Observe the operator carefully positioning the machine, ensuring they have solid footing on the uneven ground, then precisely angling the heavy six-way pat blade to bite firmly and low into the base of a substantial tree. The engine revs. The hydrostatic transmission delivers maximum torque smoothly to the tracks. The tracks dig in, exerting immense, steady pressure against the trunk. Timber. Watch the tree strain against the force, lean precariously, roots snapping, and then inevitably succumb to the relentless pressure, crashing down heavily with a satisfying thud. This is classic land clearing power, a direct contest between steel and wood. Simple, brutally effective, and undeniably powerful for its size class. No messing around here. We've seen massive logs processed efficiently right in the forest with those high-tech harvesters. But what about turning those big log rounds into usable firewood quickly and with minimal manual labor? Get ready for some serious splitting power. Get ready for an explosion of pure firewood-making efficiency. Forget the axe and the sore back. From forest giant byproduct or salvage logs to perfectly sized, manageable firewood, witness this incredible tractor-mounted hydraulic log splitter in action. A large, heavy log round, probably weighing a couple hundred pounds, is effortlessly lifted from the nearby pile, and precisely positioned onto the splitting beam by the integrated hydraulic grapple arm, saving an immense amount of backbreaking manual labor and speeding things up immensely. Now brace yourselves. The powerful hydraulic ram, likely pushing with 20, 30, maybe even 40 tons of relentless, unstoppable force. That multi-way splitter was awesomely efficient. For our final act tonight, let's take one last look at some serious, dedicated forestry mulching power, tackling the really tough, dense vegetation head-on. We plunge back into the dense, unforgiving thicket one last time, but now armed with a true forestry weapon, a machine built specifically for this kind of demanding, high-debris environment and continuous operation. Behold the mighty ASV RT135 Forestry Posy Track Loader. This isn't just a standard compact track loader with a mulcher slapped on the front. This machine is purpose-built from the ground up by ASV for the absolute toughest mulching jobs imaginable. It boasts around 132 horsepower, features significantly enhanced hydraulic flow to power-hungry attachments, heavy-duty cooling systems to prevent overheating during long hours of work, and extensive protective guarding all around the cab and vital components. Thanks so much for joining us here on Techbeast TV. If you love seeing these mechanical marvels pushed to their limits as much as we did, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into awesome machines, incredible technology, and powerful tools. We truly appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.